Hi, this is Sandy Claire. Welcome to Origami STEAM. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Today we are going to do a Matthew Gardner Kusudama ball. And I'm here with my assistant, Luca. He loves to play with balls, but I would not recommend a pit bull playing with a paper ball. He prefers a little treat. So we're going to start him out with a little treat today. Okay. Now, Matthew Gardner, he has two excellent books out. This was his first, called Everything Origami. And the second book is called Designer Origami. And it comes with its own paper. And it says here, the author, Matthew Gardner, is an artist, researcher, and origamist whose artworks combine folding with robotics, lighting, network, and design. And in this book, too, if you open this up, there's jewelry, there's fashion, we have decorations. Many of the folds that we do in my art class are under decoration. There's special lighting, origami lighting, and finally some of your traditional and modular origami. Now, Kusudama is not considered origami because we have to use tape and glue. Originally, Kusudama was a Japanese art form which, instead of using glue and scissors, they would sew all the pieces together. So what I did today, we're going to do two different types of Kusudama. It looks very, 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 very complicated, but it really isn't. We're going to use one out of cardstock. And I left the sixth one, because we need 6 to make one complete ball, or sphere, if you want to call it. And there are 6 sides to the sphere. This one is small, and I've already pre-folded many of the smaller shapes that we will be, this is his, that we'll be gluing together, and I'll show you how that works. It's very easy. And these are actually used with origami rice paper. So there are beautiful designs. If you would like to, I think I'm going to do with the, I'm going to try the blue one today. But I'm going to do this after we finish the large. If you see origami paper and it has golden clips, you know you have traditional rice paper. It's very, very special. And you may want to give this to someone very special. But we're going to begin with a cardstock. And you can tell by the feel of it, it's quite thick. And you can find these in hobby stores, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. This one actually was a gift from another teacher friend of mine, Mrs. Bazil. She gave this as a Secret Santa. And it was one of my favorite gifts because she gave me a bag filled with origami paper and bubble bath. So what better than to have origami paper for Christmas time. So let's start. I'm going to start large because this is the 12 inches by 12 inches. You don't need to cut it. Some of the designs are just gorgeous. But I will give you some tricks how to do this because this paper is a little hard to handle. But it's nice to have a big piece of paper, especially when you're just starting out. Now you're going to start out, I'm going to start out with this golden paper. It's pretty fancy. And I'm going to fold it into a triangle, an isosceles triangle. The color goes on the table, and then you're going to fold the other side. Don't be tempted to go this way and then that way, because what we want to do is have, hold on just a second here. We want all valley folds in here. This is called a mountain fold when it goes up. Valley is like the letter V. It all goes down. Okay. Now, once we have that, and it spins, with this type of paper though, it's best to either use a side of a ruler, a pen. If you have nails, you can do this. You can bend it to make it more flexible. And once you open it, you can see your crease folds. These are valley folds. Next one, we're going to take all these 4 points and have them meet right in the intersection. So I like to go like this. There goes my assistant. I think he has to wait till we get to the end here. He'll come back and visit later. Now I like to go across. This way you can actually see your isosceles triangles. You don't want to overlap or make it go like this or crooked. You want to butt it right up there like this. Even if there's a little gap, that's good. Okay, I'm going to take my nail. You can use the side of the clip. That even works well. Maybe that's why they put golden clips. Okay, then I'm going to do the final one. It almost looks like an envelope. And it fits right in there. If it's a perfect square, your triangles will fit perfectly. I'm going to use this. Now, once you have that, you're going to open them up. This is actually called a blitz fold, but I like to call it the outer points meeting in the center intersection. I rather use math terms. So you have it open up. This is what you get. Next, we're going to fold it in half into a rectangle. Here we go again. I'm going to use the side of this clip to make it nice and crisp. If you take your time on this, it'll look just beautiful. You don't want to rush this type of fold. Now we're going to do, now we folded it once. We need to open it again, and we're going to fold it again into another rectangle. It's almost looking like a box. Okay. This is just because I like my crisp edges here. Okay, next we're going to look for that center vertical, and we'll make it into a cabinet or a cupboard door. Just like if you were going to open the door of a cabinet. You're doing one side and fold directly down the center here. Try not to be tempted to do this. You want it to butt up, just like that. See that? Believe me, this is pretty much just right here. Okay. Now once you got your cabinet door, you're going to open it up again. Now we're not going to touch this side at all. Everything is going to be on one side. There's no flipping the paper. The paper is all on one side. And we're going to try again on the other side. Here we go. And here we go. Almost done. We'll butt it up. See, it just kind of it catches right there. And then you know you got it right there. How nice. And once you fold your paper, it has like memory. It will always fold nicely for you. You see this? Okay, now once you see this, think of it as your bedroom. Here's a little square in the middle with 8 little right triangles. We're going to put the walls up by going like this. We're going to pinch out the corners like this. And I'm going to show you a shape that we already have called a pinwheel. Do you see this? Do you see what's happening? Look at that. I'm going to try it one more time. Open it. And then you pinch these walls. The walls go down just like that. And once you get the walls down like this, you can go back and forth. Back and forth. Now if you've watched some of my previous videos, this is actually the fold for, see if you can guess what it is. Pinwheel. There's our pinwheel. Now if it gets too difficult, or if you're teaching someone, It's a sweet dog with a terrible voice. Okay, I'm gonna go, you can even go back this way. See that? Okay, there you go. Now I'm gonna hold these up. Now if you wanted to make the butterfly, you just have to go like this and roll it up. You see that? So this is a shape that's found in many different folds. Hey Luca, let's come up here. Here. I'm gonna give Luca another beef jerky. This is doggy beef jerky. Come on up over here. Come on up. Come on, all the way up. You can. Gentle. Okay, there you go. All right. Now what we're gonna do? Watch this. Once we have these right triangles, I'm gonna take these points and squash it down. That's Apollo. Get Apollo. I don't know about Apollo. Do you want one more, Luca? You like that? See that? Yeah, Apollo got in trouble. Apollo can't help it. Some doggies have terrible barks. Okay, see that? Look how that just turns into a square. Okay? Now, here we go. We're almost done. For each one of these little petals, I call them little petals, we're going to fold a triangle like this. If you want to get up a little closer, and it's kind of difficult with the cardstock, but you can still use your clip. That's one. See how that goes from the center intersection, very thin, all the way up. That one's done. And it kind of looks like a kite. That's what you want. You want 4 kites all the way around. I am going to do it fast. Whoops. Just kind of butt it up. It's okay that that happens. Just a little bit is fine. Keep turning it around. Here. Whoops. I'm going to use my... I'll show you a trick too to make this even more flexible. What you can do with this is wiggle the paper like this, like that. You can do this. Isn't that pretty? Boy, it looks like a cross. It looks like an X marks the spot. Now we're almost done. I'm going to show you what we do next. There are 4 kites. That would even look pretty on top of a present. Did you see? Everything is plain on this side. We're not even going to flip it. It's almost done. Now, what you're going to do for each one of these, there's 8 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8. You could take the same way we did before. This is called a squash fold. We're going to put your finger in there, all the way up, and look at the vertical line right here, and line it up with this vertical. Making sure you make it nice and crisp. I'm going to do this 8 times. This is a fun project for right close to Christmas time if you want to make an ornament. Because it's not quite modular origami. It doesn't fit inside each other. You're actually gluing and taping the tabs on each corner together to create a ball. So you'll see once I'll show you how to assemble it. Do you need another one, Luca? One more for you. That's it. Okay. He's getting anxious here. He wants to play with this ball already. Maybe we'll throw it to him and see what he does. Would you like to do that? I'm going to throw it to Luca. Maybe he'll catch it. Okay. Here we go. And here we go. Put your thumb in there, or your fingers. You see that? Look at that. It almost looks like a scary monster or an alien. Now, this is what it looks like before it's like this. Now watch, does this look simple? Look at that. The corners, each corner, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just fold it back. Go like this. It's much easier with the thin paper. As I'll show you when we're finished with the large. When we put this one together, it's a lot easier. But this is very, very pretty. This will hold together really well if you glue it correctly. See, I wiggle like this. You see that? Look at how that's going. That's all you do. This is almost done. Now, if you don't have fancy paper, you can use printer paper, white cardstock, and just buy a can of silver or gold spray paint. Go outside with it, and you won't believe how beautiful. You can spray them out in the grass. That's what I like to do. If you want, you can actually glue these down a little, but I'm going to keep them up a little. You see how pretty that is? Now we're going to assemble it. If you look, they're all like little tables. I'm going to give myself a few tapes. This is just like for extra. It's good to do this ahead of time. Just make a few, and I could give Luca a few. You want a couple? He can watch my tape. Oh, and I have to call out another teacher, Mrs. Shea. She actually, just for no reason at all, just bought this for me. And I was so excited. She was just so sweet. She's another teacher that I work with. And at that time, I seen the cover, and I'm like, there's no way I can do that. And that's a bad attitude to take. But until I started folding it, now I can, it's so easy. And once we do these little, see these little tabs? We're going to glue them together. I'm going to take it like this, and just for good luck, I'm going to do it on both sides, okay? The purple glue, actually, it dries clear, so don't worry. You see how I did that? Like a little birdie here. Okay, I'm going to take one side, flip it over, take another one, flip it over. Look at that. Now, we're going to do one more time. Let's see, let's pick one of these. This is like a marbleized effect. Let's do one of these. And you take the sides like that, okay? Now when I made this one, you could tell this was my first one. I was gluing incorrectly. There should be little triangles when you're all done. Little mini isosceles triangles. This one's wrong because look at what I did. I didn't even glue the tab. So that's just a sample. That's not even good. I'm going to take this and tape it. Whoops. Because it takes a few minutes for the glue to stick. Go like that. Okay, now we have 3. I'm going to try another one. Let's see. Let's try this one. This is pretty fancy. I'm going to go in here and in here. All these tabs are going to be glued and taped. There is stronger glue out there if you like to spend a little more money. There's like a tacky glue you can use that may work faster, but it's a lot of money. I'm using Luca's little piece of tape now. Look at that. I'm going to slowly put that here because as it comes together, it's going to be harder to tape. So you might have to kind of stick your hand in there. See, Luca's given up. He's saying this is too difficult for a little dog.